What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something that happened a few hours ago that I simply did not expect to happen so quickly. The first trade that has happened has been with the Chicago Bulls. They've been interested in a couple of things, and ultimately we finally have a trade and a change that many people were after. But with that being said, is that change the right change? Do people really look at this change and say, wow, the Bulls are really onto something here? Well, we're going to have to discuss it and talk about this trade that the Bulls just did in this video. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not you believe this was the right trade to do. So what was the trade? Well, look, it's already been out there for at least 8-10 hours now. But the Chicago Bulls have traded Alex Caruso, All-NBA defender Alex Caruso, to the OKC Thunder, and the Bulls will get in return Australian Josh Giddey. Wow, what an interesting trade, ladies and gentlemen. That trade, by the way, is a straight-up deal. It does not look like there's any picks coming alongside of that from any team. So we are not giving up a pick to get Josh Giddey, and obviously the OKC Thunder are not giving up a pick to get Alex Caruso. Absolutely bizarre in my opinion, but nonetheless, this is a move. This is a change. This is something that, again, so many people were asking for. But I guess the biggest question is, how does this make me feel? Well, when we look at trades, I want to look at both sides. I want to talk about my emotions just as much as the logical sense of the trade. So obviously, let's talk about Alex Caruso leaving the Chicago Bulls. And I've got to be honest, when I first saw that type of situation, I almost shed a tear a little bit because Alex Caruso was not the best player on this Bulls team. And he definitely wasn't paid like the best player on this Bulls team. But man, did he personify everything that I want from a Chicago Bulls player. Someone that's going to bring absolute effort every single game. Someone's going to dive on the floor and risk their body, risk everything just to get a loose ball. Someone that is not afraid to put his body on the line. Someone that's not afraid to guard the best players available. Someone that was highly vocal. And he did produce his best offensive season last season for the Bulls as well, which is an added bonus on top of everything else I just mentioned. I am going to miss Alex Caruso so much. You do not understand. And in many ways, if the Bulls want to keep competing, I will obviously say we will regret letting Alex Caruso go. That's if we want to keep competing. We'll get to that a little bit later. But the OKC Thunder is getting an absolute gem here. And I think he's going to make OKC even better. And I think he fits them to a T. He fits exactly their playing style that they want to play. He is the perfect guard to have next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Someone that's going to be the partner in crime that does the defensive work so Shai can focus on his offensive work. He's got a team around him that is really, really, really good when it comes to spacing. That's going to help Alex Caruso's game. It's perfect. I think this is a phenomenal deal for the OKC Thunder. And for the Bulls, we will obviously get Josh Giddey. Now, firstly, I'm going to get some of my bias out of the way, just because I think all of you know, if you've been watching me for a while, I am an Australian born and raised individual. And I will always have a special place for the Australian players in my heart, whether it's guys like Patrick Mills or whether it's guys like Josh Giddey. And I will support Josh Giddey as long as he is a Chicago Bull, and I will keep my, my Australian bias to a minimum, I hope. Because at the end of the day, it's like if you're from France and you're watching Wembanyama. You're going to be biased. I don't care if you're a Spurs fan or not. You're going to be biased about how good he is. Or, and the list goes on. If you're going to watch someone from your country absolutely thrive at the NBA level, you are going to want to support that. It was like with Ben Simmons. I love Ben Simmons. Even though I don't think he's the right player for the Bulls, and I think he would be a bad attitude player for the Bulls, regardless, we're getting off topic. I will still support Ben Simmons because I really want him to succeed. And I want Josh Giddey to succeed. And it looks like the Bulls could be the place to do that. But ultimately, I think the biggest thing here with Josh Giddey there's two things that come to mind. Number one, we are trading for a player that has so much outside noise around him, it is not even funny. Some serious allegations being thrown his way. Now, some people have said that, you know, it is false. Other people are going to meme him for the rest of his life about certain situations that have come out about him. My take on it is, just like the law says, innocent until proven guilty. And as long as the law or the state, the government of the United States of America doesn't deem him guilty, then who am I and who is anyone to judge anybody? That is not the way that we should be treating each other, ladies and gentlemen. But at the end of the day, I know that's going to come back to bite me as well. But I will always be honest when it comes to certain situations. If he has been deemed guilty, which I don't think he has, you know, again, photos and whatnot, they can all be deceiving. But we'll move on from that situation. That's a big thing. And the second thing is, we are getting a player that is not as good as Alex Caruso. He's had some good seasons. I think last season, or the 2022 season, he averaged around 16 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 7.9 assists. And look, at the end of the day, stats-wise, I can guarantee a lot of people are going to be looking at Josh Giddey's stats, and just based on that alone, saying he's better than Alex Caruso. I 100% guarantee people will come into that comment section and say that, or go to anybody else's comment section and say that. But the harsh reality is, Alex Caruso is a better player, he's more experienced, he's a veteran, he's won a championship, he knows what it takes, and he's an all-NBA defender, for crying out loud. Of course he's better than Josh Giddey. But you want to know the best part about Josh Giddey? So many people disregard his potential. He's only played 3 seasons in the NBA. He's 21 years of age, and he is a guy that I truly think can help take the next step. But that's the Bulls' responsibility now. We need to get Josh Giddey to develop. That is the most important thing. Because I can look at the 16 point per game season and I can say, wow, that's a really good season, but it's just one. It is just one season. That doesn't really prove anything about potential. That doesn't really prove anything about not potential either. The Bulls now need to develop him. You got a 21-year-old that has the potential to average close to a triple-double each and every single game, be a potential starting point guard for this Bulls team, and potentially have a chance to really get this team into the new generation that we're after. You have to develop that. In terms of where I think the future goes now, well, obviously, we wish Alex Caruso nothing but the best, but the Bulls still have decisions to make. Zach LaVine decisions, Nikola Vucevic decisions, DeMar DeRozan decisions. How young are we truly going to go? Or are we really just going to try and mix and match? Because I'll be honest, if you're going to have a starting lineup with Josh Giddey and DeMar DeRozan in it, I'll be honest, I'm petrified of that starting lineup. Because the spacing of this team is just not good enough in order to have those two players starting on the same team. But at the end of the day, I'm not the front office, and that is just my opinion. How can they make something like this work? Josh Giddey was with one of the best three-point shooting teams in the NBA. He's now coming to a situation where we are bottom 5 in three-point shooting. Not to mention, Josh Giddey isn't an elite three-point shooter as well. So can he keep up those triple-double numbers or close to it? Can he get the assist and the playmaking ability? Can he really get that with this Bulls team? Can he really, as a ball handler, get to the scoring lanes and actually show his scoring touch for the Bulls? Where does this make Kobe White play? Is Kobe White once again going to be changing positions and moving to the shooting guard spot? He's been doing that his entire career. The one time he had a stable position with the Bulls last season's point guard all season, he had a breakout year. Will he be able to do the same as a shooting guard? Can he truly show he's a combo guard? Josh Giddey does bring a lot of questions. But he's 21 years old, and I've seen already so many people discredit the potential that he has. I want you to remember what we did to Kobe White when you're discrediting the potential of anybody at this specific age. Kobe White 2 years ago, 90% of the Bulls fan base wanted him out of the lineup, wanted him traded for change, for pocket change, for packets of candy. I heard it all. Even I, to an extent, wanted Kobe White to get traded when he was at an all-time low. But you want to know what Kobe White did? He rose. He developed. He gained the trust of Bulls fans. I encourage everybody, whether you like it or not, I think it's ridiculous we didn't get a pick in this trade. I'm very upset with how this trade has went. It's a start at least. And I do encourage people, if Josh Giddey is going to remain as a Chicago Bull, give him a chance. Give him a couple years. Let's see what he does. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.